Good morning. The story, the first one, is from England. So was this guy from Eritrea. I think he got on a boat. He came from France on a boat over the channel, came to England a week ago or something. And then they wanted to send him back to France. So they wanted to put him on a plane, but then there was this human rights lawyer who stopped it. This whole situation here with France and Macron and Keir Starmer, it's a bit like a comedy, I think. I'm thinking about Keir Starmer, first of all. He's supposed to be tough now on illegal immigrants. And he's got this deal with Macron. Macron says, yeah, you can send them back here. And Keir Starmer is supposed to do it, right? But looking at Keir Starmer, I don't see it. I don't think he's got it in him. Keir Starmer, I believe, he can be very tough on UK citizens. Arrest them if they say something, you see. But not on illegal immigrants. It's not his character. It's a bit like watching a child cooking or something, a 2-year-old child cooking. You can watch the child doing it, but it's a bit funny, isn't it? You pull out a camera and film it. Oh, this is funny. That's Keir Starmer dealing with illegal immigrants, I think. And I think it's the same with Macron. It's just pathetic. He can be tough on the French. So they have this deal. So Macron says, yeah, you can send them back. Send them back to me. Oh. And Keir Starmer is supposed to do it. But what happens? I mean, they go back to France. If they succeed to send some of them back, well, they end up in France again, right? These guys. And they say, shit, we are back in France. What happened? I wanted to go to England. What do we do? You know? Well, we can go back to England again. I mean, they are trying to send some of us back, but I think we should go back to England again. We take the next boat. You know? Yeah, I think it's sort of funny to watch this situation. So these two pathetic leaders, Macron and Keir Starmer, they have a deal and they should deal with this and they should be tough on illegal immigrants. It looks peculiar to me. Right. And people are pissed off with Keir Starmer, but I think we need to understand, I don't know, you people in England, you need to understand Keir Starmer. He will not deal with this. I don't think so. You have to get rid of him. All right. Now, I also read this about the COVID vaccine. There's so much coming out on the COVID vaccine now. But this was, I wanted to tell you about it. So the COVID vaccine is 2 to 4 times more likely to cause serious harm than COVID was to hospitalize you. That's not very good, is it? So COVID came and people were scared they might go to hospital. And then they took this needle, thought they were protected. But the needle, the cure, is 2 to 4 times more likely to cause serious harm. Not very successful, this thing, is it? The COVID vaccine. Now, I was talking to a guy again at the gym. This was yesterday. So I haven't seen him for a while. And as I was leaving the gym, he was on a machine there. And this was the scene. He was there. And then there was the guy next to him. And then there was another guy behind him. So they were all very close. And I went over to him and I said, good to see you again. I haven't seen you for a while, I said. And then he said, yeah, I've been sick. That was bad. 2 weeks, right? And then he said, well, there's something going right now. Lots of people sick. And then he asked me if I was okay. He also knows my girlfriend. He said, have you been okay? You see? And I said, yeah. And I said, we didn't take the COVID vaccine, you see? And he was looking at me, and I know that the other guys, they were listening now, pretending not to listen, you know. But I always do this when I speak to people. I'm very loud. I am. So he looked at me and he said, well, I know, I understand. You didn't take it. And I said, no, we didn't take the COVID vaccine because we didn't like it. See? And now I understand lots of people get sick and it fucked up your immune system. The COVID vaccine fucked up your immune system. This is what I understand now. And then he said this, you know, I was forced to take it. I didn't want to take it, but I was forced to. So I asked him, so what do you mean? Well, I was in this risk group. He said, I had a heart attack in the past, so I was in a risk group, so I had to take the COVID vaccine. I said, I don't understand. So but you're in charge of your body, right? You decide whether you should take it or not, really. So how come you were forced to take it? And then he said, well, I followed the recommendations from the doctor. That's what I did. Right. I said, well, then I finished with this. I said, you're okay. I think you're okay. You can relax, you know, about this thing. Because you looked into it, didn't you? I know you did. Before you injected that thing into your body, you looked into it thoroughly. Of course you did. So I'm sure you can relax about this whole thing. And then he laughed a bit nervously. He said, no, I didn't look into anything. Right. And then I said bye and I left. All right. Be good.